like John Kennedy, yeah. Remember Coach Red Auerbach, smoked up for victory, yeah. Well, you can take my wife, you can take my car, but you can't take my big cigar. My cigar, yeah. My cigar.
Good morning, loyal listeners, libertarians, lovers of the leaf, and everyone out there in Radio Land. Welcome to another exciting edition of KMA Talk Radio. Colin forgot that, to talk on the radio, you need to have a mic with you for a minute there. Welcome to episode 298 of KMA Talk Radio. I am Adam K., the Brewmeister. With me, of course, the host with the most, the man himself, Mr. Honest Abe.
Did you get your breath yet?
No, not at all.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
All right, good.
Yes, I can. Can I get a little bit more volume in the headset?
Yeah, me too.
You can control yours from over there.
All right.
Just turn it up. Just turn 2 up for him.
There you go.
Yes, and this is the fun episode where I'm, hanging out in the producer booth today, so
Yes.
you get the other room all to yourself. Enjoy.
I'm here with AJ. What are you just crediting him?
Yeah, well, no, it's...
Come on now. I'm here.
Yes, nope, apparently not.
Okay.
Apparently not.
Take headset 1 over there on the left, on your right.
That should be...
Take the one on your right there, yeah, that one should work. No, the far right, far wall.
That one way over there.
Yeah, take that headset, yeah.
Yeah, very interesting show today.
Yes, it should be a very interesting show.
Well,
Michael
we were
Giannini.
supposed to be in Orlando.
I know, we were supposed to be in Orlando.
The
and
Barn Smokers, so I wish those guys a great time.
I hope everybody has a great time there. Unfortunately, Paul didn't do his due diligence and
There was some miscommunication, so obviously logistic-wise we couldn't do the show there. So
yeah, but we would have known beforehand had someone done their full due diligence that, hey, it's not going to work out.
I think Adam's just having fun ripping on someone else for a change.
Well, I was looking forward to going to the Barn Smoker. I thought it was going to be a great time. Orlando.
If we didn't have to do the show, I would have went there just as a guest.
Oh, yeah, that would have been fun.
For sure. But,
Absolutely.
They'll have a great time over there. Jeff, I'm sure, is going to put on a good show. But we're here in rainy Palm Beach Gardens, Florida, doing our show live from the VCMG Live Studios.
Oh, yes. Yes. Lovely, live in Palm Beach Gardens. And Michael Giannini from Ventura Cigars was great enough to be a backup guest come in.
Yes.
Great he was
Actually,
able to make
big long history there. A lot of guys may recognize the name from Foundry Cigars and when he worked with General. And then before that, worked for a long time with Ernesto Perez Carrillo. But it'll be interesting to catch up with him and see where his journey's taken him.
It's just like Paul's here, yes. It's going to be a great show. I don't even have my clock out yet. Trying to talk and direct at the same time.
Well, let's talk about our giveaways right now.
Absolutely. Every week here at KMA Talk Radio, we like to give wonderful stuff away. Our good friends over at Cigar like to have the Cigar Caption Contest of the Week. Last week, we gave away a blue lineal lighter. This week, if you want to take home an all-in-one humidification kit.
This is pretty cool. I don't know if we got the right camera angle here, but this actually basically sets you up for a brand new humidor. Everything you need to go get started. It's a pretty cool box.
Fan, hydrometer, solution, and humidification kit.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. All in one. You just have to go to KMA Talk Radio's Facebook page and post your best caption on the locked donut on a bike rack.
I like that.
Yeah. Forbidden donut.
Yeah.
To cop out a Simpsons reference.
I'd like to actually meet the guy who's going to have a hard time getting that out.
But, you're going to ruin the donut in the process. That's the real problem we have here. That's what's going on.
Is that what's going on?
Smelly donut.
Smelly donut. That's funny.
But it's every week here at KMA Talk Radio, we also like to give away great stuff from our good friends Scott Weeks and the guys over at Recluse Cigars in the Recluse Poll of the Week. Last week we asked you, do you believe in tip jars at registers?
I'm actually shocked by this.
Yeah. It was very interesting that it came out this way. But yes, 42% of you said yes, it's a great way to show appreciation. However, 31% of you said, I believe the Europeans have it right, just pay someone a good wage. And 21% of you said, no, it's classless. And only 5% of you tippers said, I don't even know her.
I really am surprised at this. I've always been a firm believer that I have no issues with tipping, but tipping, in my opinion, should never be factored into the employment wage, which is in a lot of our industry. I have bartenders I pay, and I think their current pay rate's like $6 an hour, just under $6 an hour, because they make a living on tips. I don't got a problem paying them normal wage, and people should tip when tipping is due or when you have extraordinary service. I say it all the time. You go to Vegas, And Vegas has these hotels that make hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars. And you know what the best part about them is? Everybody's living on tips. They're paying everybody probably some ridiculous, anybody who's not management, some ridiculous like low pay, but they're all living on tips. So we not only go there, spend our money, lose our money, we have to subsidize the company's payroll. I just never understood that.
Got to tip the blackjack
Retail's
dealers.
interesting.
Got to tip the waitresses. Got to tip the bartenders.
One guy told me the best trick when you go to Vegas. For all our listeners out there who go to Vegas regularly, listen to this. It's really, really good. You go to a bank and you get yourself like 100 or 200 $2 bills, right? And then you go to either anybody who's got a little print shop or anything, and you glue the side. And you make a little pad out of them. And every time you go to tip somebody, you just rip a $2 bill off your pad and you hand it to them. It's only $2, but they feel a lot cooler getting a $2 bill off a pad. Mm-hmm. Than when you just take like two singles out of your pocket and hand it to a guy. But this way, they're just easy $2 bills, and that's what you give the door guy, the guy, the water guy. Man, here's your $2 bill.
That's a good one. Who'd that come from?
An old friend of mine, Frank Girardi.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. That's what he told me. That's what he used to do. And of course, that was probably like, he probably told me that about 10, 15 years ago. So he might have a pad of $5 bills now, but
you never know.
That was his joke. But it's cool to give somebody a $2 bill. It's.
Someone in the lounge one time threw $1 for, their lighter ran out. They came to the counter. I refilled it for them, and they threw $1 in the counter. Now, that doesn't happen all the time, but we don't have a tip jar out. So I don't believe in tip jars. I think it's preposterous.
I think it's, I do. I think it's very tacky.
Congratulations to Michael Cochran of Brewster, New York. He took home last week's 5-pack of Recluse cigars. If you'd like a 5-pack of Recluse cigars, just head over to the KMA Talk Radio Facebook page and cast your vote in this week's poll. Now that the Supreme Court has opened the doors for states to legalize sports gambling, are you for or against sports betting? For it can only help stimulate the economy and my pockets. 2, against it, we already know who runs sports gambling. We don't want them to be legalized now. Or 3, I'm sure my bookie is for it. He'll get the cops to get his money from me.
That's hilarious.
Yes, but it's a very interesting topic that sports gambling is now legal, and see how many states are really going to start to impact and interact to see what happens.
Buzz of the week. Easily.
I mean, look, it's one of those things. I believe a big problem in this country is, and we look over, and I think we talked about this on a segment before, just because I consider lottery gambling. Mm-hmm. I think gambling's a big problem in this country, and they don't realize the addiction, and I've seen people's lives just get ruined by gambling. So, I think as we see legalized sports bettings, eventually legalize, poker and poker rooms all over the country, I think we're going to see this become a bigger and bigger and bigger problem. But it's one of those quiet problems. So no one really ever talks about it,
Well, and the best part is, especially when they have the Seminole Tribe Casino commercials at the end, it's like gambling problem. Call 1-800.
Oh, they know it. I actually have friends who, because every casino you could submit your photo and information to have them ban you. So I actually know some people who've been they've registered themselves to be unable to be permitted to go into the casino.
Don't let me in this place.
Oh yeah, they won't, and they will not let you in.
Myself, yeah.
They will not let you in.
Oh yeah. It's so true. Well, it's going to be a very interesting show as we try to wait out the rain here on KMA Talk Radio. When we come back, we're going to talk to Michael Giannini of Ventura Cigars. Keep it lit.
You're listening to KMA Talk Radio. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter.
We're on Instagram too.
Yes, it's mandatory.
Bold and complex. That is the new Romeo San Andres by Romeo Julieta. Using the very best San Andres wrapper leaf available in the market, Rafael Nadal and AJ Fernandez collaborated together to create a new standard among San Andres cigars. Medium to full-bodied, this cigar is bountiful in both flavor and aroma. Available nationally for the first time, Romeo San Andres is a cigar you do not want to miss. Make sure to get one today at your local tobacconist. Romeo San Andres by Romeo Julieta.
Cigar enthusiasts, did you know your personal freedom to enjoy a fine cigar is affected by some form of smoking ban in all 50 states? Additionally, taxation on premium cigars is at its highest level in history, with some states taxing at an astronomical rate of 75%. Finally, there's a solution. CRA, Cigar Rights of America, is the first and only non-profit public advocacy association fighting for your freedom to enjoy a fine cigar. Don't just sit there. Become part of the solution. Become a CRA member today. Membership is only $35 a year. That's less than $3 a month. And as a special bonus, CRA will send you 2 limited edition cigars as a way to say thank you for joining. Visit cigarrights.org for more information and to become a member.
Quality and value are always the two biggest determining factors for consumers when making buying decisions. Casa Bella by Sindicato Cigars offers superior flavor, quality construction, and an affordable everyday price. Completely handmade in the Dominican Republic, these value-priced, smooth yet flavorful cigars are comprised of Dominican and Nicaraguan filler tobaccos, and they're available in natural and Maduro wrappers. Visit syndicatocigars.com to find your nearest authorized dealer of Casa Bella cigars.
The Oliva family, the makers of some of the most affordable yet highest rated premium cigars available. For 7 straight years, Cigar Aficionado has rated Oliva as one of the best cigars of the year. And Oliva has a cigar for all smokers, from the newly released Gilberto Oliva Reserva to the bold and rich Oliva Serie V. Oliva cigars can be found at a tobacconist near you, so always ask for Oliva, an unbeatable value and uncompromising quality. The Oliva family of cigars.
The recently released Perdomo Double-Aged 12-Year Vintage is an extremely rare blend of Perdomo's finest and most cherished 12-year-old fillers, binders, and wrappers. Bale-aged for 10 years and then barrel-aged in bourbon barrels for an additional 2 years, these exquisite Nicaraguan tobaccos are bursting with rich, complex flavors. Offered in Connecticut, sun-grown, or Maduro, available at only 250 authorized tobacconists worldwide, the Perdomo Double-Aged 12-Year Vintage is a must-have for every cigar enthusiast.
Monte Cristo has set the standard once again, turning back the hands of time by utilizing a long-forgotten, unique aging process that harmonizes the flavors of the wrapper, binder, and filler with the use of small pilones. Monte Cristo Epic Craft Cured is an exquisite cigar you must try now. Available nationally for the first time, Monte Cristo Epic Craft Cured features a 2006 Nicaraguan Rosado Oscuro wrapper that is both beautiful and distinctive. This cigar is a masterpiece no one should miss. Make sure you get one today at your local tobacconist. Monte Cristo Epic Craft Cured. For 500 years, Nicaragua has served as a crossroads of cultures, ever since indigenous inhabitants mocked arriving Spanish conquistadors in a colorful, costume satirical masterpiece called El Huehuense, or The Wise Man. This great dance continues today in the careful blending of Nicaragua's finest tobacco. Master blender Nicolas Melillo has worked tirelessly to create and honor the great dance of flavors in El Huehuense cigars. Visit foundationcigars.com.
Welcome back. You're listening to KMA Talk Radio. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter.
We're on Instagram too.
Yes, it's mandatory.
Welcome back to KMA Talk Radio, broadcasting live here in the wet and rainy mines of Florida.
It is rainy today, man.
Yeah, it's been a week of that.
Since Mother's Day, since last week. Like right before Mother's Day started.
You know, it's only May, yet the rainy season is already here, and it's just never ending. Gotta love Florida in the summer. Or in June, anyway.
It's not one of those, like, 5 o'clock afternoon showers. Right. It's, like, all day,
constant,
overcast and rain.
Never stopping. I feel like we live up north in the winter again. But at least it's not cold. Oh, well. Anyway, it's now time for what we consider to be our favorite part of the show.
I want all of you to get up out of your chairs. I want you to get up right now and go to the window, open it, and stick your head out and yell.
It's time to meet your maker.
This week, KMA Talk Radio is pleased to welcome Michael Giannini of Ventura Cigars. Ventura Cigar Company is a boutique cigar brand born in sunny Southern California that is on a mission to create memorable, complex cigar blends that move the senses and reward discriminating palates. Their flagship, the Psycho 7 brand, unsettled humidors nationwide with your in-the-face packaging and multiple award-winning blends that earned 90-plus ratings. Michael, welcome back to KMA Talk Radio.
Thanks for having me back. This is great to be back in South Florida.
I think it's the first time you're in this studio, right?
Last time you were on. Abe.
Yeah, we were still at our neighbor's studio.
Exactly. Thanks for having me. Great to see you.
Thanks for being here. I mean, honestly, when guys travel like you do, we always like to have somebody in the studio, so it was perfect that we're able to get you in this week while you happen to be in town. So.
Thank you. What's really important, though, the royal wedding. I don't know if you guys got up.
My wife and my girls are up. I mean, it's like insane. I can't believe what a big
your
deal.
Wife and your girls got up?
They set alarms to wake up. I woke up.
Tickle.
Oh, that's funny. She's actually watching the show, too.
So
I woke up and my girls are on the sofa watching it. And my wife's in bed watching it, and they're all watching it. And I was like, really?
I was sleeping.
I was alive when Diana got married. I don't remember. It's got to be a girl thing.
Well, no, actually, I told my guys, I'm here with Barry Bennett, who's my head of sales, and also Brian Massey, my head of special channels. And I'm like, guys, we're getting up to watch this. So literally, I got them to watch it.
You really got up to watch it.
It's just like, when's the next time this is going to happen? Another 30 years?
Years.
This is like a something that we're all missing out on.
You really feel that way. There's like a percentage of the population that's like ultra connected to this wedding. Like they feel like it's some monumental, I mean, I'd be more interested in Haley's Comet coming around
The
again.
royal
Why-
thing is serious.
Abe, you like Suits? We were in your office this week, and
She destroyed the show.
I know, and I'm
She got
very
married, she destroyed the show. Same thing that, what's his name, did to Jennifer Gardner, Ben Affleck.
Exactly.
He knocked her up and she stopped doing Alias.
Oh, man.
Used to love that show.
Wow.
Right?
Okay.
But no, we're both Suits fans. So, yeah, I mean, yeah, we talked about how she and her on-air husband are not coming back next year. So that should be an interesting season. Are you still following Suits? You were watching it for a while.
I got through the first 2, but I'm like 4 seasons behind now.
But what I found out was he's been wanting to get out for a while. He didn't like the arc after prison. Didn't know where his character was going to go. So he was kind of debating getting out for a while. So this was like a perfect exit for them. The best was we were talking about this in my office this week with Michael. And he's like, he's leaving the show? I'm like, didn't you watch the season finale where they're moving to Seattle? So you thought it was like he was still going to come back?
Yeah, exactly.
Did I ruin it for you? Did I bust your Suits bubble?
I've been upset all week about that.
Now, Mike, you've been in this industry a long time. Before me. I mean, I met you when I first got started in the industry.
Yes. Actually, I am on my 36th year in business, Abe.
Wow.
Yes.
Oh, man.
Yeah, and I'm a young
Bless.
cat, so, don't try to figure out my age, but I'm
Right.
still a young guy. Yeah, I mean, I'm born and raised in Philly, and literally, I mean, my path in life was to get a PhD in psychology. I actually was a chef by the time I was 18 years old, and I was teaching mentally retarded, mentally ill kids for an institution in Philly.
Really?
Yes, which was great. So, being an immigrant's kid, my parents are literally from Italy. I'm first generation, and so,
I would have never guessed it. Never.
Really?
No.
Really?
No,
Wow, never in a million years
No,
would I
I
thought
never
that.
got it. Either.
I should be a little bit more subdued about that. But the funny thing was, I had to get an education, but, getting a PhD in psychology, wanting to do that, and I was working on my master's. The most interesting thing is it's amazing what you think about. I needed 2 things, a tweed jacket, and I had to go get a pipe. And that was my image of, a professor. So I literally, the tweed jacket was fun.
Was your pipe your entry into tobacco?
Exactly.
Really?
Exactly.
Wow.
So
Did you also have the spots on the elbows for the jacket?
Bro, that's like a tweed jacket and the elbow patch. You got to have
Gotta
that,
have it, yeah.
That's part and parcel to the whole thing. And of course, my hair wasn't as long back then. But literally, I would walk into a smoke shop, and my nickname was Ben Wade. And I don't know if you remember Ben Wade freehand
Now you might be
pipes.
dating yourself.
Okay, well. All right.
Anybody know Ben Wade? He's
Ben
usually
Wade freehand pipes.
Adam's usually my fact boy. He has all the redundant facts. Don't know Ben Wade either.
No,
Then you're definitely dating yourself.
All right, well, anybody out there that's watching, if you know what
Let's
Ben
see.
Wades are, right? Ben Wade freehand pipes were distributed by Lane Limited, and they were basically pieces of art, which is kind of
It's
funny.
a pipe brand. Okay,
It's
I
a pipe,
thought it
yes,
was some
not
kind of
cigars.
famous professor or character. Okay, now I got it.
So it's a pipe brand, and each.
And now you know.
Oh, wow. Yeah, nice looking pipes.
There you go. They're gorgeous, right? So that was my collection, and after about 3 months of that, my nickname was that. And a guy said to me, "Hey, man, I need a young guy. You come to the store. What do you do?" Told him, and he's like, "You're always well dressed. Like, listen, I need a guy." I'm like, "Well, listen, I teach during the day. I'm working on my master's at night. I'm cooking on the weekends, but I can fit you in." and
I can squeeze you in.
It was fun. Yeah, but, listen, the American dream is hustle.
Yeah.
Work your ass off. Everything
Yep.
comes to you, right? You've done this with your
I'm still doing
businesses,
it.
Abe.
Yeah.
Nobody's giving you anything. You've just worked your butt off. So I respect guys like you for doing that. And so basically I started blending pipe tobacco, and that was my foray into the industry 36 years ago. And, being a chef, wanting to get a PhD, teaching, I mean, all those skills that I learned as a young man, I still use. I thought I would never get to use those. So the blending part of that with cigars, the psychology, and what I love about, the Archetype brand, which is we're going to get into.
Sure.
But Archetype is basically Carl Jung, who is a great psychoanalyst about archetypes of man, but Joseph Campbell, who's the myth maker. It was very popular in the 80s, and so the stories that are continuously told over generation, over generation, over generation. And so it's funny, 36 years later, that still comes into play with what I'm doing now.
What was your top blend called, or nickname, rather?
I'm sorry?
Your top blend, like for
Pipe tobacco?
Yeah.
Do you remember a blend?
More
if they're
popular
really
Absolutely.
than another, or?
22 Baker Street, number 10. I'm sorry, number 10 Baker Street, and 10 Professor's Blend.
Were they aromatics? I mean,
All
were they-
aromatics.
yeah.
The number 10 Baker Street was basically an English blend with Latakies and Periques, so I absolutely loved. I love English blends just because, one, if you want privacy, it'll clear a room. But secondly, the flavor is really, really good. Yeah.
Wow, I mean,
So if you guys need me to blend some pipe tobacco for you, I can I already remember the recipe.
You know, we used to do
Well, that's a very interesting thought, and I like
Break.
where you're going with that. But I do have to hit up the hard break. But it's fascinating to know what Michael knows about pipe tobacco, and that's how you got started on such a long career, which we're not going to date you, but we'll get to it eventually.
He dated himself.
He dated himself. But lots more to come here on another exciting edition of KMA Talk Radio, live in Palm Beach Gardens. Keep it lit.
You're listening to KMA Talk Radio. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter.
We're on Instagram too!
Yes, it's mandatory.
Quality and value are always the two biggest determining factors for consumers when making buying decisions. Casa Bella by Sindicato Cigars offers superior flavor, quality construction, and an affordable everyday price. Completely handmade in the Dominican Republic, these value-priced, smooth yet flavorful cigars are comprised of Dominican and Nicaraguan filler tobaccos, and they're available in natural and Maduro wrappers. Visit syndicatocigars.com to find your nearest authorized dealer of Casa Bella cigars.
If you had to pack a go bag, what would go in it? For Pepe Mendez, it was his rare Pilo Tico tobacco seeds, which he personally carried to the Dominican Republic half a cent.
Take that one right there, and the one on top of the monitor, on the far side of the monitor.
Oh, I forgot
yeah,
that
and
one there.
turn that one just that way,
Toward me.
towards you. Yeah, no, not that one. The other one. Okay. Just move the monitor a little bit to the left. Yeah.
Oop, that was way
A little bit more. A little bit more. A little bit more. A little bit. All right, that should work.
Leave it on that angle. Let me see how it looks.
Yeah. Okay, we're good.
91 ratings by Cigar Aficionado and Cigar Snob. Do not forget the 93 rated King is Dead, which earned a spot in the top 25 cigars of the year last year by Cigar Aficionado. You can find more information by following Caldwell Cigar Company on Facebook. If you're not running with us, run from us. We own the night. Caldwell Cigar Company.
Cigar enthusiasts. Personal freedom to enjoy a fine cigar is affected by some form of smoking ban in all 50 states. Additionally, taxation on premium cigars is at its highest level in history.
Which camera is this?
Huh?
Which camera?
That one is that one. It's that one. That one.
First and only non-profit public advocacy association fighting for your freedom to enjoy a fine cigar. Don't just sit there. Become part of the solution. Become a CRA member today. Membership is only $35 a year. That's less than $3 a month. And as a special bonus, CRA will send you 2 limited edition cigars as a way to say thank you for joining. Visit cigarrights.org for more information and to become a member.
Joya de Nicaragua proudly announces the release of Cuatro Cinco Reserva Especial, a carefully modified recipe containing a unique and exceptional selection of barrel-aged grade A fillers and a beautiful silky shade-grown Habano wrapper. From the legendary Jalapa Valley, produced in small quantities, this exceptional medium to full-bodied cigar will continue to captivate consumers with its rich Nicaraguan complexity, subtle woody and sweet flavors, and a velvety finish. Try a Cuatro Cinco Reserva Especial today.
Since the dawn of time, the universe has been constantly evolving. Now experience the evolution of flavor. Sindicato Cigars, available in Ecuadorian shade-grown Corojo and San Andres Marron wrappers, are beautifully crafted by master blender Arsenio Ramos. Using a double-leaf binder and meticulously box-pressed, Sindicato Cigars provide the perfect draw to deliver the evolved flavors you won't soon forget. Visit syndicatocigars.com to find your nearest authorized dealer of Sindicato Cigars.
CLE Cigar Company presents CLE Cigars, Aroa Cigars, and Asylum Cigars. With 4 generations and over 120 years of experience in tobacco. From seed to smoke, these cigars are produced in Honduras and Nicaragua with the utmost care and precision possible. CLE Cigar Company introduces a vast array of tobaccos in various sizes to bring the highest quality of premium tobacco direct for your enjoyment. Visit clecigars.com for more information.
Welcome back. You're listening to KMA Talk Radio. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter.
We're on Instagram too!
Yes, it's mandatory.
Welcome back to KMA Talk Radio, broadcasting live here in Palm Beach Gardens, Florida. I am Adam K., the Brewmeister. With me, of course, the host with the most, Mr. Honest Abe himself.
Good morning.
Our special guest, AJ.
Good morning.
And our meet
I don't know, is
maker.
he a special guest anymore? He's kind of becoming like a regular.
Uh-oh.
And he's just the guy who shows up.
Yeah, okay.
And he didn't get bagels.
Oh, well, you know.
Yeah, if you want to keep showing up, go get bagels.
I guess that's the Proby job.
Yeah.
The Proby job's got to get the bagels.
That's the Cuban sandwiches. I brought Cuban sandwiches last week.
He did bring Cuban sandwiches last week.
I was running late today in the rain.
You were running late? No way. It's really funny because when someone said, "Hey, can we get AJ to get bagels?" Paul actually goes, "He won't even show up on time." He did.
Smart man.
Truth. Anyway, we are here with Michael Giannini from Ventura Cigars. Michael, thanks for being here again. Glad this all worked out. Before we went to break, we've been talking about your 36 years in the industry, which started in blending of pipe tobacco.
Well, working the retail floor.
Yes. I mean, in your hometown of
it's kind of
Philadelphia.
really, in my opinion, it's kind of, in my opinion, the best way to start because I believe on the retail floor is where you get most connected to the consumers.
It's the only way to start.
It really is.
It really is because you know what you walk into a situation and you work for a gentleman like you, but you understand about a business, you understand how to connect with customers, you understand how to sell people, you listen because you're new at it, and you learn what they're looking for. And, you know, now that I'm in my career now, I understand what you go through every day, Abe, and your employees and, you know, the struggles that you go through. So it's a great training ground.
Well, I mean, I've often said it sitting on my side of the desk, how many times I've had conversations with a manufacturer, and I'm always shocked at how disconnected they are from the people that walk through the door every day. And sometimes, you know, I kind of tell them it's kind of why that brand didn't work or that whatever marketing didn't work because, I mean, that's not what the guy walking through the door is thinking about or dealing with or, you know, one of my lifelong famous flops that I was getting was Stradivarius. Because I just don't think you could have been more disconnected from the consumer base than that project. It was at that time the most expensive cigar that General Cigar had made. It was perfect example. Do you know what a Stradivarius is?
I do not.
There you have it.
Really?
Okay?
Only
listen,
5-6
I
years
guarantee you he's in the majority.
Yeah.
You know, I guarantee he's in the majority. But they they came out with a $30 cigar. And this is going back over 15 years ago.
Yep.
You know,
like 06, 07.
So it's
I wasn't old enough to smoke yet.
Right, but they came out with this.
Really?
Yeah, I know. I get a lot of that feeling nowadays too. Feel too old, but yeah, they came out with this $30 cigar in a coffin, and I think the box was like marble.
Yes,
you know, it was a hard box, and so right there, logistic wise, it was terrible for shipping. It was terrible for storing. These boxes were literally like some semi-granite looking box, so they were very heavy boxes, and the cigar was $30 in Connecticut. I remember when it came out, I was so frustrated. I sent an email. I was like, how do you come out with your most expensive cigar ever? I went to your website. There was nothing talking about it.
Whoa.
It was November and December in the cigar industry, and there wasn't one ad in Cigar Aficionado about it. And the customers didn't know what a Stradivarius was or couldn't care.
That had to been a tough time. No Facebook, no social media.
Worse, yeah.
Come on,
and Stradivarius is like one of the best makers of the world's finest violins.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
Two opposites.
That's what I'm saying. So that was one of my best examples in my career of a complete disconnect.
Eliminated
from the consumer base, you know. So starting out in retail had to be a great background for what you're doing today.
Absolutely. And you know what? With all due respect, like when I come to a shop, I need to talk to you out of respect, but you're not the most important person to me in that shop. It's about your people behind the counter because they're the ones selling the product, right?
I sell that. I see that too.
You know that.
I get handed cigars. Oh, what do you think? I said, it really doesn't matter what I think. Yeah. What I think is not going to help your business or sell the cigars. I mean,
as good as your best.
It's what the customers think. I mean, at that point of the day, then you transition from retail to now dealing with retailers.
Yes. Well, you know, so my progression was, I was blending pipe tobacco. So what happened was, you know, the Christmas season came. We had stores and malls. I actually handed in a paper for my master's, and it was I got an A on it, and I did it half-assed. And I'm like, this is not challenging enough for me. And I love the action. So I think it was like 1988, we actually bought a store together. So we had 2 stores. And then in 89, we bought an independent manufacturer's rep. And this is where I learned. I got out of Philly for the first time, sat in a car for 3,000 miles, 3 weeks on the road by myself with a calling card and a map. And literally went through the South, and my nickname was the Philly Flash because I didn't wear socks. I talked fast, and I basically dressed like this. And it was a ton of fun because what you learn is, boy, do you mature really quickly when you're not in your comfort zone. And I met a lot of great people on the road in the South, still dear friends of mine now. And you learn also that, you know, you really like to be by yourself because you got a lot of windshield time. So you listen to a lot of music, you do a lot of thinking, you think about life, and you learn how to read a map. and you know how to organize and stuff. So it was a great thing. So I learned that I like that part of the world as well, is being on the road. So when I wasn't working retail, I was on the road. And then what happened was in 1997, a dear friend of ours, Manny Ferraro, approached me from Ashton, and my hometown cigar brand. Actually went to work for those guys. Ashton, great company.
And he was an officer, a cop at the time.
Yes, a Philadelphia police officer.
Wow.
Yeah.
Went on to be vice president. Went on to be vice president.
Vice president vice president of sales for
Yeah.
Ashton, and a dear friend of mine, and miss him greatly. Actually saw his wife at the TAA.
Oh, nice.
Rosemary. She's a beautiful, sweethearted lady with a beautiful soul. And so, Manny basically made me an offer I couldn't refuse, being another Italian. He's like, you can go anywhere you want. And so the funniest thing for me is, in the 80s, Abe, and you probably not so much, sir, Miami Vice.
Oh, yeah.
I literally, when I would work the smoke shop on Friday nights.
Don Johnson look?
Yeah, bro. I love it. And I had to get a convertible. I literally had to leave at 9:30. My friends were like, what are you doing tonight? And I'm like, dude, I got to go home. Like, why? I got to watch Miami Vice.
Tubbs. Crockett and Tubbs.
So that was my calling to come to Florida.
Have you ever watched an episode of Miami Vice?
I have, an old school
Oh, really?
one.
Okay.
And the remakes and all that stuff.
Yeah, the
I like
remakes aren't
Chips.
that good.
Chips was my show, old school show.
Okay.
I love Chips, too.
Yeah.
I watch Chips.
Well, I'll tell you my California chip story, but we'll get there.
We got a lot of stories. In fact, before I forget,
Yes, sir.
these Facebook questions scroll up. We got a couple of questions here.
Go.
Our good fan from down under, Michael Pincini, wanted to know what part of Italy your family's from.
Abruzzo.
There you go.
There you go.
Gesundheit.
Thank you.
And somebody Brian Massey wanted me to ask you about being a Duke.
Yes. So.
You're a Duke?
Well, you know
Not
what?
of Earl.
Watching all this, watching Suits, watching Meghan Markle, I feel like I want to be a Duke.
You're so, you
I want to be a Duke. I want to be a
Oh.
Duke. I want to be called Duke Michael, and got it so into this royal wedding that it's kind of neat. Like I did a DB7, a couple corgis.
Did you do any research on who's available that you could marry to become a Duke?
You know,
Do you know? You got your eye on anybody in particular?
I have not, because I haven't really gotten into that yet. But I've been so enthralled by watching Meghan getting married that I'm like, I kind of like the pomp and circumstance of this whole wedding thing. So, and for the record, guys, I like women a lot. So
that's funny.
I'm showing my feminine side,
Yes, a little bit.
which is good.
A little bit.
And
I think we have a tiara in the back if you want to.
Well, you know what I learned, though, Abe? Honestly, I learned how you wear a tiara. I'm going to teach you some things. You actually take your hand and you do this, and that's how you center the tiara.
Are you serious?
Yes.
It's a little too much research.
So for Petra, if she needs to know, I will teach her that.
That's funny.
Let's not.
The guys, you have daughters out there. There's something you can impart some knowledge and be really cool about it.
So when you get picked up by Manny and Ashton,
yes,
now you're hitting the road, and now you're dealing with retailers.
So it's
really funny as a guy who ultimately is a manufacturer who has to deal with who has to deal with retailers and game consumers. Now you're building your relationship and understanding how a retailer thinks.
Exactly.
And how many years were you on the road doing that?
I was on the road for a year and a half.
Oh, is that all it was?
So East
because
Coast.
I met you when you were actually literally my Ashton rep.
Yes.
About 20 years ago. Michael was my Ashton rep.
Yes.
Can we go back to one thing he brought up?
Yes.
He mentioned he learned how to read a map.
Yes.
And now that's something no one will
know.
ever do ever
Google
again
Maps.
and or
Do they
buy.
even still
Apple
make maps?
Yes.
Probably.
I haven't really looked at a gas
They
station.
do.
Are there maps still there?
I
Yes.
actually bought a map in 2005.
Dude, that's like 15 years
That's
ago almost.
inconceivable.
Over a decade ago.
Yeah. I actually had to buy one in 2005
Do
because
they
I was
make maps?
lost.
Do you still see maps out there?
Oh, yeah.
Bookstores
Oh, yeah.
have them. All the bookstores have them.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
And when I work with
Almanacs.
with our younger sales guys, and I'm like, hey, man, you know how to read a map? And they're like, no. Do you understand what an odd number on the first number is always north and south?
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Right? And
That's the basics
generally
of
an
it.
even number on the back end always takes you east and west. Like, so stop looking at Google and maybe you'll learn something.
Kids don't know anything about
But there you
that
go. Like,
nowadays.
look, I-95, right? North and south.
Right.
If you put a 1 in front of it, which is, it will now go east and west.
Map 101
Right.
here on KMA
If you
Talk
go-
Radio.
Awesome.
And this has been I Love Maps, brought to you in part by the Geology Society of North America.
It's gonna, it's
I'm just full of knowledge
It's
here.
going to be our new weekly segment. That's funny. So I didn't realize it was only a year and a half. Because
But Abe, so what happened was, my company was called East Coast Sales. I had a partner, and I was actually on the road from, almost 10 years, I believe, traveling up and down the East Coast. And what happened, I saw the cigar boom coming, which is weird when you start seeing celebrities coming into our world. You lived
Right,
a little
right,
bit of
right,
that.
right.
And then it got to a point, as an independent manufacturer's representative, which is what I was, and a retailer, you gain lines, you lose lines. And, I would see cigar guys walking in with a book and a box of cigars, and I'm like, I want to be that guy, because I saw a longer-term vision of where I wanted to be. So when Manny Ferraro approached me from Ashton, I'm like, you know what? It'd be neat to just walk in with a box of cigars.
Yeah, deal with one brand.
One brand,
company.
focused.
Sure.
Not, I could open up, a smoke shop, a tobacconist with all the items that I had. So really, my passion really became cigars, and that's how I met you. So I moved to Tampa, lived on the beach, and I had the state of Florida, Mississippi, Alabama, and the Carolinas and Georgia.
Wow.
And that's when we met.
And then from there...
So from there, after about a year and a half, everybody knew me. I wanted to move up in the organization.
And you were one of the sharpest dressed guys in the industry.
Thank
Completely
you.
different look. That
Yes.
was a different era back then. You were more into wingtip shoes and
Yes.
pocket watches and, vests. And
Yes.
Completely different style, but definitely one of the most...
Thank you.
Best dressed guys in the industry. I mean,
Thank
there's a few guys in this industry over the time that you'll always remember for their style. Probably Herklotz is one of the newer generations.
Yeah.
Kitchens before him, and Michael Giannini is right up in there.
Thank you, sir.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
So now.
So what happened was I wanted to move on in my career, and Manny, again, I was kind of bored. I've been doing this for quite a few years, and I'm like, dude, I need to move up, and I want to do bigger things. He hooked me up to Ernesto Perez Carrillo in early 1999. And
But this time was with General. He had sold.
Ernesto was independent at the time. So
was it
1999?
It was post 1999.
I connected with Ernesto pre 99. I'm
Okay.
saying March, April of that year of 99, and the conversation between Manny and Ernesto was, hey, listen, I got a factory. I kicked up another factory. I've got the location in La Havana. I'm out on the road promoting. I need to hire a guy that can take a lot of this stuff off my plate. And Manny and Ernesto's like, why do you give me your number one guy? He's like, because he's not happy. And, this is something that you learn in life, that as you get into a point, you need to pass things on and help people. And that was one of the most awe-inspiring things I ever heard. Like, you're going to give me up to go here because I'm not happy, because I want to do more things. You want me to be happy. I mean, as a young guy, that's kind of mind-blowing.
That's always been my philosophy. I believe as a good employer and a good leader, I've always told people who worked underneath me that you should never be the employer that wants to keep people down. I eventually, in my head, see everybody who works for me moving on, going to the next level, whether I could help them get to the next level, whether it's within the industry, or I've had guys who've left my industry and gone to a complete other industry, haven't worked for me for 8 years, and I still get a text. I just got one last week. A guy says, look, I hear your words in my head every day.
Yes.
I'm repeating stuff that you've told me, whatever. So I think that's what makes good leaders and guys who run their companies well and run their people well. Because I think as an employer, if you try to keep people down or suffocate them, all you're doing is making a worse environment and workforce for yourself. Because those people they're unpassionate. You're suffocating their thing. So no, I think all the great employers and guys who are good leaders will always have that.
And
kind
you
of
could
mentality.
see that walking into your shops. They're passionate. They love.
I've always said I don't want you to work here if you don't want to work here.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no need for us to have you involved in my organization if this is not where you want to be today.
Amen.
And there's nothing wrong if tomorrow this ain't the spot for you anymore.
Yep.
It just happens.
Yep.
Everybody evolves. I'm not doing the same thing I did 40 years ago. I mean, this is the longest stretch I've done one thing now in my life, but you evolve till you get to where you need to get to. So that's great.
Yeah.
So you went down.
So now I interview.
I like where you're going.
Another break.
Yeah.
See, that means we're having a good time.
Yes,
The breaks
that's
coming
cool.
on.
All right.
You don't really
Right
know
around
what's
the
going
corner.
on. It's a long stretch. But yes, this is another great show. We're going to have more with Mike about Michael's journey through the cigar industry when we come back here on KMA Talk Radio. Keep it lit.
You're listening to KMA Talk Radio. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter.
We're on Instagram too.
Yes, it's mandatory.
Mike Bellady has collaborated with industry legends Don Pepin Garcia, Manuel Quesada, and Ernesto Perez Carrillo to make some of the industry's most highly touted cigars. Through his company, MLB Cigars, Mike brings you 4 incredible and unique blends. Imperia Islero, Imperia Aventador, and the David P. Ehrlich Tremont. MLB Cigars are made with the best minds in the industry. Visit us at MLBCigarVentures.com and follow us on social media. Imperia and David P. Ehrlich Cigars. Developed by legends, smoked by connoisseurs.
Hi, this is Rocky Patel, and I'd like to invite you to try one of our decade cigars.
This premier cigar received a 95 rating from Cigar Aficionado, one of the highest ratings ever afforded by that magazine. It's a beautiful Ecuadorian Sumatra wrapper with fillers from Nicaragua and Honduras. This cigar is medium to full-bodied, rich, complex, yet elegant and well-balanced. I promise you, you're going to love the decade. Try it.
When Dominican passion, artistry, and skill combine with 114 years of family legacy, you don't just have a cigar, you have the cigar. Whether you love the mild, flavorful La Aurora 1987 Connecticut, the spicy 1962 Corojo, or the always smooth, sweet La Aurora 1903 Cameroon, you aren't just enjoying a part of history, you're lighting your own legacy. Flavor, value, family. Be a part of something. Look to the lion. Smoke La Aurora. We are Dominican defined.
Looking for something unique and awesome? Smoke Oscar Valderas cigars. 2012 Connecticut, 2012 Corojo, 2012 Maduro, the Oscar Habano, the Oscar Maduro, My Way, and our latest creation, Oscar Valderas Cicerone Edition. A great cigar that comes in 5 different collectible boxes with an amazing exclusive artwork. Remember, Oscar has something unique and awesome waiting for you. Ask for Oscar Cigars in your favorite cigar shop.
Since the dawn of time, the universe has been constantly evolving. Now experience the evolution of flavor. Sindicato Cigars, available in Ecuadorian shade-grown Corojo and San Andres Marron wrappers, crafted by master blender Arsenio Ramos. Using a double-leaf binder and meticulously box-pressed, Sindicato Cigars provide the perfect draw to deliver the evolved flavors you won't soon forget. Visit syndicatocigars.com to find your nearest authorized dealer of Sindicato Cigars.
To affinity and beyond. That is where Affinity Cigars will take you. These mild to medium cigars use only the finest select high-grade Ecuadorian Connecticut tobacco, creating a cigar that delivers a smooth, rich, creamy smoke with the gentleness of a mother's touch. Affinity Cigars have become America's go-to cigar for that flavorful yet unintimidating smoking experience. Visit syndicatocigars.com to find your nearest authorized dealer.
Insurance companies have a very unique business model that the general public doesn't understand. Insurance companies make profit only one way, taking in premiums and paying out less on claims than they take in premiums. In doing this, they oftentimes deny legitimate people with viable claims fair compensation.
We know accidents happen. They happen every day. The good thing about insurance is it helps people do the right thing when they've caused accidents. You know, if I cause an accident, the first thing I want to do is make sure the person is okay, the person's taken care of. The insurance gives us the ability to do the right thing. Unfortunately, the insurance company treats people like statistics instead of human beings. And that's why you need an experienced attorney to make sure the insurance company does the right thing.
800-866-LAWS. Welcome back. You're listening to KMA Talk Radio. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter.
We're on Instagram too.
Yes, it's mandatory.
Welcome back to KMA Talk Radio. Broadcasting live here on this, a wet, rainy Saturday morning, where I hope you brought your umbrella and your galoshes because, well, if you plan on going anywhere, you're going to need them. With me, of course, everyone's favorite monsoon season survivor, Mr. Honest Abe himself.
Good morning.
And sitting in for, well, me right now is AJ. Hi. And, of course, our Meet Your Maker guest, Mr. Michael Giannini of Ventura Cigars. Michael, thanks for being here once again.
Thank you.
And, before we went to take a break, we were talking about your transition to working with the guy who created La Gloria, Mr. Ernesto Perez Carrillo, and is considered the godfather of the boutique world.
Absolutely he is.
Now, what would you say is one of the greatest things you learned from Ernesto about the cigar industry?
You know, let the cigar be what it needs to be. You can't force it to be something that you want it to be.
Huh.
Wow.
So that's a very Zen-like comment, but, you know, it's a
That's actually something we've never actually heard on the show.
Yeah, but that's, I mean,
You know-
that's really, wow. Keep continue.
Okay, so, you know.
You've left him speechless.
I don't know.
Yeah. All right, I'm done.
I got to tell you.
Thanks, everybody.
That was a phenomenal answer. I don't even know where to go from that, but that was great. But yes, please.
But it's a philosophy of life. Like, there's certain things that you can push, and things are going to happen the way they're going to happen outside of your control, right? So tobacco has a way of, when you're working with it, to be what it wants to be when it wants to be that. And so really quick story about blending. I literally would work on blends with the guys in the factories, and, you think you have the greatest blend on the planet, and you're like, guys, great job, you're high-fiving, and then I'd come back to the States, and I'd have some with me, and then I'd have the rest of the cigar show up a week later, and I'd smoke, and I'm like, not the same cigar. So I'd be on the phone, and I'm like, bro, you sent me the wrong blend. So I'm like, read the code. Yep, that's the code. No, it's not the same cigar. No, it is. No, something changed. 2 weeks later, it either was getting better or was getting worse. Same conversation. Like, what did you guys do? Did you change it? What I learned was...
In transit.
Well, no, what I learned was tobacco is so, again, I'm going to put this in cooking terms. When my mom would make gravy, so for you Italians out there, it ain't sauce, it's gravy. Just let's get that clear. But, you make gravy one day, right, and it's really good. And the second day, it's really good, and then the third day it's fantastic. And so stuff has to marry, stuff has to work together, and I learned about 45 days is like the number when tobacco is going to be what it's going to be, good or bad. So think about it. You play out the numbers, right? You're working on a blend, 45 times 45 times 45, or add 45 and 45 and 45. You're at like 6 months before you can get a blend and you see if it's right. And so tobacco needs to be what it needs to be when it wants to be that. And I learned that from Ernesto. I learned that, not everybody has a great palate, because he jacked me one day. He came back from the factory, and I'm sitting in my office, and he threw 3 cigars on my desk, goes, 3 blends for you. In the day, I'm going to talk to you about them. Cool. So first cigar I smoked, okay. Second one, Third one was great. So 5 o'clock comes walking. What you think of the cigar? Yeah, first one was okay. Second one was, it was the same cigar. Really? Okay, genius.
Wow.
He was like, listen, I'm not trying to mess with you. I'm just telling you that different parts of the day, your palate changes.
Absolutely. I always say cigars are one of the most subjective things in the universe.
Very much so.
I mean, honestly.
So my psychology days, and I like to talk about this when I'm doing events and talking to people. As a chef, there's 6 things now you can taste, right? And this is proven. Sweet, sour, salt, bitter, umami, which is meat flavors through like
umami. I never heard of that one.
Umami. So
Did you know this?
No, I had.
You're usually another. That's another.
Yeah.
Usually that's your department.
I'm getting stumped today.
Yeah, umami. Is that new?
Umami. No. Umami was the 5th flavor that people came. So you can get umami through like mushrooms, anchovies, soy sauce. You can get the meat flavors.
Anchovies, I figure would be salty.
But it has that savory flavor that is almost like meat. And then the geniuses finally said meat. So the 6th flavor now, and they're still researching that. So literally you can go onto your tongue, you can measure, and you can see if you're a super taster or not, and you can taste that. So here's where it gets really wild. I think I have a really great palate because there's a lot of things I can taste, right? So highs and lows I can't taste. Highs hurt me, meaning that if really, really spicy food hurts me, I don't enjoy it. And if there's no flavors, that hurts me as well, right? Because I can't taste anything. So think about this. As a blender and as a chef, you have to put ingredients on a plate where you can taste everything. Now, Abe, you may not be able to taste all 6 things. So if I make a blend that has a little bit saltiness and savory,
I'm only going to pick up the spice or the which I'm more accustomed to or tuned to.
So then you're like, it's not in my wheelhouse. I don't like this cigar because genetically you are not built to taste all 6 things. So as a blender, you got to try to put all 6 different points of your mouth because you're tasting on a plate.
You're actually offering the smoker a palate.
Exactly.
For them to develop the flavor or taste the flavor that they're going to be acquired to taste. That's the most interesting way I've ever heard it said.
So if you are not able to discern any of these flavors, then it may not be something that you enjoy, and you're not right or wrong, and AJ's not right or wrong. And what's fun about that is you jack each other like you have no palate. You don't have no palate. Right? That's the fun part about this. But it's kind of a freaky thing. So I always tell folks, listen, look at the way you eat. Try to pick a cigar that kind of matches really well. If you like it, great. That's all the most important thing. If you like a cigar that's in your wheelhouse, you win.
Amazing.
Wow.
I'm glad I'm learning. I'm teaching.
I'm telling you, in all my years, I've never heard it that described. I mean, I've seen pallet wheels and stuff like that, but I've never heard it explained like
the guys with the pallet wheels with the cat pee and the dirt and the grass. And there's a lot of crazy stuff on there.
Yeah.
Like the hay.
You got a couple questions guys wanted to ask Mike on Facebook?
In 30 seconds.
Good fan Bob Langmaid asked if that was an Armani jacket you were wearing.
It is not, Bob.
And another fan was asking if you had socks on today.
I do not have socks.
When's the last time you wore socks?
When it snowed, and I haven't been in snow in a few years. Actually, funny thing is, I have bags and bags and bags of socks, and I buy them because I like the colors, but I never wear them. I know, it's bizarre.
So you know what? Michael has socks, but he doesn't wear them, so hopefully he donates them to Goodwill.
No, actually, you know what?
And more about that when we come back right here. Keep it lit.
Win a date with Adam K. the Brewmeister.
That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
A lot of people going to get hurt.
Follow us on Facebook and Twitter.
We're on Instagram too.
Yes, it's mandatory. KMA Talk Radio.
Do you love delicious beer? Do you love delicious cigars? Well, we have the perfect cigar for you. The Quesada Keg, a savory Nicaraguan cigar draped in a beautiful Pennsylvania broadleaf wrapper and packed in wooden barrels. The Quesada Keg was blended to pair with the traditional Irish stouts we all love to enjoy on St. Patrick's Day. Available in 3 tasty sizes. The Quesada Keg is available for a limited time only, so grab one today before they sell out. The Quesada Keg, the perfect cigar to pair with beer.
The party's always rocking at Spearmint Rhino Gentlemen's Club with drink and dinner specials like the 16-ounce New York strip and mashed potato dinner, $16.95, 5 till 10 daily. And Magnum Mondays with specials on bottles and $3 premiums till midnight. And Warrior Wednesdays, where all vets, current military, and first responders are in free with work ID. All of this greatness while jamming out to DJ Legato and enjoying the finest women in Palm Beach. The Spearmint Rhino Gentlemen's Club, corner of Okeechobee and Military Trail, West Palm Beach.
WSVU North Palm Beach, W240CI North Palm Beach, W295BJ Jupiter, W223CJ West Palm Beach.
This is Eric Espinoza, and over the years, many cigar aficionados have enjoyed my highly rated brands, 601, Murcielago. In the spirit of continuing improvement, I have purchased my own factory, La Zona, in rich and fertile tobacco region of Estelí, Nicaragua. After almost 2 decades in the cigar industry, I have created a brand I finally feel is worthy of my name. Espinoza cigars are made with only the finest tobaccos, hand-selected and aged to perfection. Our cigars are bold in flavor, yet refined to the palate. For more information, visit EspinozaCigars.com.
A brand more than 100 years in the making, Particulares was established in Havana, Cuba in 1895, operating as an elite factory that would later introduce the world to classic brands such as Byron, Particulares, and even Monte Cristo. Now, Sindicato Cigars is proud to bring this historic brand back to life, partnering with the legendary Topsa factory in Estelí, Nicaragua to reimagine this Cuban classic as a modern-day Nicaraguan puro. Transport yourself to a bygone era of Cuban nostalgia with Particulares by Sindicato. For more information, visit Sindicato.com.
Insurance companies have a very unique business model that the general public doesn't understand. Insurance companies make profit only one way, taking in premiums and paying out less on claims than they take in premiums. In doing this, they oftentimes deny legitimate people with viable claims fair compensation.
We know accidents happen. They happen every day. The good thing about insurance is it helps people do the right thing when they've caused accidents. You know, if I cause an accident, the first thing I want to do is make sure the person is okay, the person's taken care of. The insurance gives us the ability to do the right thing. Unfortunately, the insurance company treats people like statistics instead of human beings. And that's why you need an experienced attorney to make sure the insurance company does the right thing.
Baker and Zimmerman, defending the interest. 800-866-LAWS. Quality and value are always the 2 biggest determining factors for consumers when making buying decisions. Casa Bella by Sindicato Cigars offers superior flavor, quality construction, and an affordable everyday price. Completely handmade in the Dominican Republic, these value-priced, smooth yet flavorful cigars are comprised of Dominican and Nicaraguan filler tobaccos, and they're available in natural and Maduro wrappers. Visit SindicatoCigars.com to find your nearest authorized dealer of Casa Bella cigars.
Hey, fools, how about a game of cutthroat? It's your funeral. That's my kind of game. Arnold, I hope your pool playing is better than your choice of cigars. What do you mean? Wow, tough crowd. Here, try this Recluse cigar. You're gonna need all the help you can get. Don't be stingy. Let me get one of those. Recluse. Wow, that's a good smoke. Now I can bring my A game. I think you should stick with that Recluse cigar and work on your B game, because you don't have an A game. And I know a little something about games. Boom. Ooh, that's cold.
You're listening to KMA Talk Radio. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter.
We're on Instagram too.
Yes, it's mandatory.
Cigar enthusiasts, did you know your personal freedom to enjoy a fine cigar is affected by some form of smoking ban in all 50 states? Additionally, taxation on premium cigars is at its highest level in history, with some states taxing at an astronomical rate of 75%. Finally, there's a solution. CRA, Cigar Rights of America, is the first and only non-profit public advocacy association fighting for your freedom to enjoy a fine cigar. Don't just sit there. Become part of the solution. Become a CRA member today. Membership is only $35 a year. That's less than $3 a month. And as a special bonus, CRA will send you 2 limited edition cigars as a way to say thank you for joining. Visit cigarrights.org for more information and to become a member.
Sereno Royale Cigars, created at the La Corona Cigar Factory in Esteli, Nicaragua. Each artfully crafted blend comes to life under the watchful eye of master blender Omar Gonzalez Aleman and industry veteran Anthony Sereno. A combination of hand-selected tobaccos from the fertile soils of Esteli and Jalapa are aged for over 5 years and then draped with a luxurious wrapper leaf. A post-roll aging process of 2 additional years brings you an endlessly complex and balanced experience. Visit our website at serenocigars.com.
Since the dawn of time, the universe has been constantly evolving. Now experience the evolution of flavor. Sindicato Cigars, available in Ecuadorian shade-grown Corojo and San Andres Marron wrappers, are beautifully crafted by master blender Arsenio Ramos. Using a double-leaf binder and meticulously box-pressed, Sindicato Cigars provide the perfect draw to deliver the evolved flavors you won't soon forget. Visit syndicatocigars.com to find your nearest authorized dealer of Sindicato Cigars.
When Dominican passion, artistry, and skill combine with 114 years of family legacy, you don't just have a cigar, you have the cigar. Whether you love the mild, flavorful La Aurora 1987 Connecticut, the spicy 1962 Corojo, or the always smooth, sweet La Aurora 1903 Cameroon, you aren't just enjoying a part of history, you're lighting your own legacy, flavor, value, family. Be a part of something. Look to the lion. Smoke La Aurora. We are Dominican defined.
Congratulations, champ, on winning your exhibition fight. What are you going to do to celebrate?
I'm going to smoke one of these amazing Leaf by Oscar cigars.
You mean Leaf by Oscar?
That's what I said, Leaf by Oscar.
It's called Leaf by Oscar, and yes, they are amazing cigars.
See, now you're making me mad. I just want to enjoy my Leaf by Oscar cigar, but you're making fun of me.
It's called Leaf by Oscar.
That's 2 knockouts. Now I get to smoke 2 Leaf by Oscar cigars.
That's Leaf by Oscar.
Welcome back. You're listening to KMA Talk Radio. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter.
We're on Instagram too.
Yes, it's mandatory.
Welcome back to KMA Talk Radio, broadcasting live here in Palm Beach Gardens, Florida. I am Adam K. the Brewmeister. With me, of course, America's favorite superhero archetype, Mr. Honest Abe himself.
What? Okay, that's a new one.
Yeah, I just came up with that on the spot. I liked it. And sitting in, well, just AJ.
Just AJ.
Just AJ.
Just AJ.
Yes, but we do have a surprise superstar in the making.
Who's that?
Your daughter, Petra.
Oh. You know, I don't know. Yep. Do you actually have the old soundbite somewhere? She made a soundbite in here when she was like 3 or 4 years old.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know if Colin will find it for the end of the show, but it was the Cigar Princess soundbite. It was actually pretty funny.
Oh, wow, I'd love to hear
that. But
that.
she's been coming to the radio station
That's so cool.
since, I don't know, 4 or 5. Yeah.
Hi, I'm Petra the Babna. My dad's the Cigar King, which makes me the Cigar Princess.
Oh,
that's awesome. Did you hear that? Were you able to hear? Oh, you weren't able to hear that. He just played your voice over the air. So let's get back to our guest here, Michael Giannini of Ventura Cigars. So at this point now, you're with the Godfather Cigars.
Yes,
You're in
sir.
Miami. This guy's basically literally a legend. Started out of nothing, a little teeny beanie factory in Little Havana here. Built a nationally or internationally known brand. You're working with them. And along comes General Cigar.
So, just back up. We'll just back up.
Did I
a hair.
skip something?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, you're absolutely right.
Okay.
So let me make that connection. So, I'm going to go work. I'm working at Ashton. I want to move on to other things. Manny hooks me up with Ernesto. I meet with Ernesto early part of 2009. We have conversations, and then everything goes dark for a while. So, trade shows in Vegas.
Oh, so it wasn't like a quick thing.
No,
where
it
you went,
wasn't because
okay.
well, and I'll tell you why. What I learned. So, hey, we're going to talk at the July IPCPR trade show. We miss each other. I'm selling. He's selling. He launches CR at that trade show,
Which was stratosphere. Put him.
Absolutely.
I mean, just blew everything up.
Absolutely blew it up. And so, we come out at a trade show, and I'm like, Ernesto, what's going on? I mean, this is like the longest, interview process on the planet.
How long have you been?
Probably now 6 months.
Oh, that's a long time.
Right. So right after.
And you're looking to move on, and you're in limbo land. Yeah.
Right. I'm living in Tampa. I would love to move to the East Coast of Florida. Getting closer to Miami Vice roots.
Right.
And what I learned really quickly is one Saturday, I understand that Ernesto sells his company to this company called Swedish Match, and I'm like, I have no idea who these people are.
Oh, this is before the transition.
Right.
Got it. Okay. My timing was a little off.
Right. So Swedish Match had purchased the entire mass market division from General Cigar, I think earlier that year.
Right.
And so now they buy their first premium brand, which is Ernesto Perez Carrillo and La Gloria Cabana. So I literally give Ernesto a call. I'm like, well, it was nice talking to you. I wish you the greatest. Like, no. Still interested. We're just still working through some things, but I'm going to keep my own people. So finally I call him up. I'm like, hey, what are we doing? He goes, what are you doing September 23rd? And I'm like, you tell me. We fly to Richmond, Virginia. I meet with the vice president, the president. I sit with Ernesto. Next day I had the job. I'm now the national sales manager for La Gloria Cabana.
So he was stalling because obviously he was in the middle of negotiations.
Well, yes, and that's what I realized. It wasn't
acquired. Yeah.
Yeah, so there was negotiations going on, and obviously you don't want to disclose.
Well, he's on a non-disclosure, so he couldn't say nothing, and you're
course.
wondering what's going on.
Exactly.
Were you concerned at the time that now you were taking a job with a guy who was literally a boutique manufacturer, built his base from nothing, and now was going to be part of one of the biggest cigar conglomerates in the world? Was that a concern at the time, or did you think that's even better?
I thought, Abe, I had no idea. I just thought that, a guy who has a passion and a hunger, and the passion is, okay, let me just talk about passion really quick if I can. I hear that word thrown around all the time, and I hear young cats talking about that. You know what passion is? You wake up in the morning, and you're thinking about what you want to do and what is in your soul. And for me, it's cigars and creating things. And every moment of the day, it's like this beautiful woman that you're in love with. You're thinking about her all day long, and that's your craft. And you go to bed, and you can't stop thinking about that. So if you don't have that in your life, and you're not thinking about what you love all day long, it's not a passion. Just wanted to clear that out.
Great analogy.
Right.
Absolutely.
So now I joined Ernesto, and my thing was I always wanted a great brand that I could help move to a different place. And Ernesto and I were the perfect partners when we started working together because he was an unpolished gem that needed some help and structure to do some things. And he became one of my great mentors in the cigar industry because we, to this day, are great friends. And he taught me a lot, and I was helped to be able to move the brand in a different place. So what happened was, though, I fully am in line in January of 2000, and I never forget, in the Miami Cayocho office, a fax comes through January 6th and says, Swedish Match purchases 64% of General Cigar. And I'm like, who are these people? They don't make matches. They bought mass market. They bought Ernesto. And now they own 64% of General Cigar. Like, who are these people? Like Swedish Fish, Swedish IKEA. I mean, who are you guys? And so it was like, oh, well, that's interesting. We were independent. We grew the business. And we got to a point where we needed to get really serious about, moving the organization together. So I had a lot of brokers. Ernesto actually kept the brokers that he worked with because he's a loyal guy. And I was a broker, so I understood the brokering world, and so we had to manage him. But it was neat to be able, if you're really going to run an organization, You need to have your own folks. And so I needed to move to a sales force. I wanted my own independent guys. And what happened basically was, General Cigar, La Gloria Camana, we have a sales force, we can ship, we have marketing. You know what? Why don't we trade you guys to General Cigar, and they can accomplish all that. And that's how we ended up at General Cigar.
Now, we only got a 2-hour show,
Yes, sir.
and I want to get to where you're at today,
Yes, sir.
so I'm going to speed this up a little bit. So
that's only 2?
Yeah, I know. It's only a 2-hour show. So now you're working with La Gloria in general, and eventually you branch off and start your own division there called Foundry Cigars.
Yes, sir.
Where I guess your creative juices started flowing. You came up with conceptual things, all based on a theme. And how long were you doing the Foundry stuff with them?
So my progression with General Cigar, I went from a national sales manager to a marketing guy because I have a ton of ideas. So that was my first iteration. I became a director of marketing. Then I just started working. Russell left in 2009 to start his own business.
Yes.
I took over La Gloria, and I put a team around me, of guys. And so we started to innovate. And so I ended up at General Cigar becoming the head of innovations, the creative director. I was the spiritual leader of La Gloria, and then I created Foundry, which is my alter ego of creativity.
Okay.
And so I had a lot of hats that I wore. Had an absolute blast. I loved working with the people at General Cigar. So what was interesting is, May of 2016, our wonderful Federal Drug Administration dropped 499 pages of whatever that was.
Gaming regulations.
But not 500, 499.
Right.
And so as the guy that created stuff, I'm like, my time here is, waning very quickly, and I knew that, and I was fine with that.
Because that's what it is. It's going to stifle any kind of creative process in this industry.
And that's what I love to do. So, I basically retired for a year, and,
And moved to California.
Well, no. So what
not
happened?
yet. Okay.
Not yet. So I, 3 things I did. My mom's 85. She's absolutely my hero. My niece and nephew are based out of Philly, so I was living in Richmond, Virginia. I went to spend time with them, which I didn't get a chance to do. I worked out like a banshee because I'm going to live, so if anybody wants to know, I'm 103 years old plus 2 days. So I'm on this path because I don't want to miss anything. So I really got very super healthy, and I traveled.
You did. You dropped, I'm going to guess.
Over 100 pounds.
I was going to guess. I'm good at guessing.
Okay.
I was going to say about 120.
Wow.
Yeah, I was going to say it was over 100 pounds.
Yeah.
I mean, you were a pretty
I was a big
hefty guy.
Yeah, that's actually my brother, but that's okay.
now, how old were you when you did this?
I was 50.
So at 50, you decided to get ultra healthy.
Yeah, because you know what? It's amazing when you turn 50, the world crystallizes, and you realize that your life is not this big. It's starting to be this.
Gives a lot of people hope, though, too. It's never too late.
That's what I'm saying. At 50, because, you probably look younger now than you did before you were 50.
I would say that there's more women that look at me now than they did before, which is really a cool thing.
But was it all...
Yeah, thank you.
Was it all food related?
It's all food related.
Wasn't a lot of working out and training? Or
I started off as first as eating, I got off the Mediterranean Society meal, which is meat at every meal. Basically eat fish and salads and veggies. I eat the same amount of food, but in different ways and less calories.
Wow.
And I work out like a banshee.
You do work out like a banshee.
Yeah, I try to work.
What's your workout regimen?
I go into the gym to lift weights to the point where this is my last workout on the planet, and I'm going to put 100% of my effort into it because it's an hour of pain, and I'm like, if I'm going to discount my workout because I can't deal with the pain, then I can't deal with anything in life. And so,
how many days a week do you go to the gym?
5 days a week if I can. This week I haven't because we've been traveling, so I will hit the gym when I fly back to LA on Sunday.
So like Monday through Friday?
I will train Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday off, Thursday, Friday, either Saturday or Sunday.
And what time of the
day? Later in the day because your testosterone level is about 4 or 5 o'clock and you have a bunch of meals and yours are higher. So I try to push, so I try to push as much weight for reps and for contractions.
So you're working out like at 4 or 5 in the afternoon?
Well, 7. Like if I'm working, it's probably around 7:30 at night.
Really?
On the weekends, probably about 3 to 4.
Now, did you read up on all this, or who's mentoring you during? Because usually somebody's got to teach you this stuff. Because if you knew this stuff, you wouldn't have gotten to the point where you needed it.
Exactly.
So who's helping you?
So back in my Philly days, Schwarzenegger and Franco Columbu and all these cats, bodybuilding and the great movie that was out there. I started following these guys.
Really?
And I was a kid that wanted to be a monster bodybuilder, and then you realize over time that it's not as easy as you think because there's other things you need to do.
No.
And so I took a bunch of years off, and so I already knew what the training methods were. I just got lazy and I got away from doing that. So I knew a lot of the techniques. And then YouTube is really a great thing because you learn of newer techniques about training now and different machines, and so that's how I learned about all that stuff.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Wow, that's it's a really great thing you've done, and getting healthy is a very important thing in life, and more people should take advantage of it.
So here's what I'm going to tell you, guys out there. My resting heart rate at my age, at 56 years old, I'm now disclosing that, is 39 beats.
What?
It's like you're barely alive.
Yes. Which is, I have this philosophy, beats and words. Beats, you only have so many beats in your chest, and the lower you can lower your heart rate, the better your heart works and less work it has to do. And in words, I love using my words with people that are engaged in a conversation rather than not, because I think you burn out of words over time as you get older.
Sure.
And so I try to use both very sparingly.
Did you get your heart rate that low by
just
cardio?
by working out?
But is it cardio?
No, I don't do any cardio.
Really?
I literally lift.
Just diet and lifting has gotten your heart rate.
Diet and lifting, but when I lift, it's, I'll lift for, my rest point is anywhere from 30 to 45 seconds, and I'm back in. And I try to keep my heart rate going because I'm not a cardio guy. I can't ride a bike. I don't want to run, so I try to do that just through the weightlifting. Get on the machine, get off, get back on really quick, and just keep that momentum going. Because you're burning calories post-workout. So the higher you can keep your metabolism running, the quicker you're burning off fat.
Understood.
This look into all the health in the world has been brought to you by the Jack LaLanne Society for Better Fitness and Well Living.
Listen, this is a very eclectic show. We've had maps now and hell. I mean, we're covering bases here.
But check this
out. Well, hold on. I want to take a break. We're running a little long. When we come back, we'll actually talk to Michael about Ventura cigars and the actual products. It's time. We've put it off for too long. Keep it lit.
You're listening to KMA Talk Radio. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter.
We're on Instagram too.
Yes, it's mandatory.
Bold and complex. That is the new Romeo San Andres by Romeo Julieta. Using the very best San Andres wrapper leaf available in the market, Rafael Nadal and AJ Fernandez collaborated together to create a new standard among San Andres cigars. Medium to full-bodied, this cigar is bountiful in both flavor and aroma. Available nationally for the first time, Romeo San Andres is a cigar you do not want to miss. Make sure to get one today at your local tobacconist. Romeo San Andres by Romeo Julieta.
Make your next bold journey an epic one. When it comes to cigars, only one brand delivers intense, unforgettable experiences: Camacho. In continuing this fearless tradition, Camacho brings you the newest addition to its arsenal of badass, the new Camacho BXP. Intense, box-pressed, and crafted with rugged American broadleaf fillers from Pennsylvania. Available in Connecticut, Corojo, and Ecuador. Outfit your next bold journey with the new Camacho BXP.
Sereno Royale cigars, created at the La Corona Cigar Factory in Esteli, Nicaragua. Each artfully crafted blend comes to life under the watchful eye of master blender Omar Gonzalez Aleman and industry veteran Anthony Sereno. A combination of hand-selected tobaccos from the fertile soils of Esteli and Jalapa are aged for over 5 years and then draped with a luxurious wrapper leaf. A post-roll aging process of 2 additional years brings you an endlessly complex and balanced experience. Visit our website at serenocigars.com.
To affinity and beyond. That is where Affinity Cigars will take you. These mild to medium cigars use only the finest select high-grade Ecuadorian Connecticut tobacco, creating a cigar that delivers a smooth, rich, creamy smoke with the gentleness of a mother's touch. Affinity Cigars have become America's go-to cigar for that flavorful yet unintimidating smoking experience. Visit syndicatocigars.com to find your nearest authorized dealer.
When a child is diagnosed with cancer, their life and their family's life changes dramatically. Chemotherapy treatments, doctor visits, and trips to the hospital soon consume their time. The programs and services provided by the Kids Cancer Foundation make it possible for the foundation to meet the needs of our young patients and families. We could not provide these resources without your support. For more information and to find out how you can make a difference in the life of a child battling cancer, call 561-333-8116 or visit kidscancersf.org.
Sponsored by CLE Cigars.
Lights, camera, action. Real Clips Barbershop brings you all that is good about old school barbershops in a new cinematic themed environment. Whether you need a traditional cut, fade, blowout, or even a straight razor hot towel shave, our master barbers will get you right. All while enjoying iconic scenes from some of your favorite movies, right from our video screens built into the mirrors. Visit RealClipsBarbershop.com. That's real, R-E-E-L, ClipsBarbershop.com for a location near you or to make an appointment. After one visit, we know you'll be back.
Monte Cristo has set the standard once again, turning back the hands of time by utilizing a long-forgotten, unique aging process that harmonizes the flavors of the wrapper binder and filler with the use of small pilones. Monte Cristo Epic Craft Cured is an exquisite cigar you must try now. Available nationally for the first time, Monte Cristo Epic Craft Cured features a 2006 Nicaraguan Rosado Oscuro wrapper that is both beautiful and distinctive. This cigar is a masterpiece no one should miss. Make sure you get one today at your local tobacconist. Monte Cristo Epic Craft Cured.
Since their humble beginnings in 1998, Drew Estate has believed that the production floor is the crossroads between art and passion, and where the real magic takes place. Drew Estate Master Blender Willie Herrera has crafted a unique medium-bodied line extension that is creamy, lush, and ultra-smooth, and finished off with a flawless shade wrapper that delivers satisfaction in spades. Continuing the story from their factory floor, it is with great bravado that the Drew Estate presents Under Crown Shade, a true Drew experience.
Welcome back. You're listening to KMA Talk Radio. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter.
We're on Instagram too.
Yes, it's mandatory.
Welcome back to KMA Talk Radio, broadcasting live here in Palm Beach Gardens, Florida. I am Adam K, the Brewmeister. With me, of course, Mr. Honest Dave himself, our special guest AJ, who luckily showed up on time, even though Paul didn't think so.
AJ Lapore.
Yes, and of course our meet your maker, Mr. Michael Giannini. Michael, once again, thanks for being here.
Thank you, sir. It's a pleasure being here.
So this is some very nice packaging in this box.
Thank you.
Hold on, let me give you there you go. Right up there on that Facebook live feed. Oh yes, nice and
Let's
close.
get a picture of the cigars too. So tell us about how you ended up with Ventura here.
So my year off. So mom, got to see my mom. Call your mom. Family. And so my life was on a plane, smoke shop, restaurant, hotel, rinse and repeat. Never got to see anything. So I literally took 2 trips out to L.A. First trip was basically hanging out in Beverly Hills, which I absolutely loved. I'm like, I'm moving out here. Jewelry business, the fashion industry, other passions. And so I went back out in September and really serious about looking at a place, Marina Del Rey, Santa Monica area. So I'm looking, I can't find a place, but I do end up at Gold's Gym. The movie's Pumping Iron. I had to go where Arnold and Franco Colombo and Lou Ferrigno fell in love with the place. But what happened was I had a stash of cigars I bought when I was out there for 10 days, and I ran out. And prices in California, because of the politics out there, are very expensive. So I called up the folks at P&K, Cretek International, and I said, hey, I'd like to buy some cigars from you guys. And I actually knew Jason Carrigan and Sergio Montefallo and Mark Hassar and Patrick Hurd. And I'm like, what are you doing out here? They were fans of mine. I was fans of theirs. What are you doing out here? I'm like, I'm getting the fashion industry or the jewelry industry. And I'm moving. I'm retired. But what are you doing?
You're working on your Duke ship.
Nothing. Yes.
trying to buy one of crap. I missed the joke. Keep going.
Yeah.
You'll be quicker. So, actually, they said, "Come on up." So I went up, and we literally sat in their conference room, and I saw the true passion and love of tobacco products from this fine group of people, and I fell in love with the guys. And I fell in love with the culture, and I fell in love with the family. And the conversation was, we need a creative guy. We need a guy who's a personality, and the world's changed a little bit. You can create, which is your first love, but here's what we're doing. And lo and behold, I ended up joining the organization as a creative force and personality. And I give tons of credits to the original crew, Jason and Sergio and Patrick, and Ben Winokur, who's our marketing guy in Cali. They created this whole line of archetype, and I actually inherited these great brands and great blends. What I didn't realize was the manufacturers are making this for us. So our Chapter 1 is made out of Tabadam, and the company that does that without saying too much. We have a Dream State, which is Honduran, Connecticut. We have another one made out of Dominican Republic by Tabadam, also called Sage Advice. The third one is made in Honduras by the same company that owns a factory out of there.
Now, you guys, as a company, not publicly expressing who's the manufacturers behind some of these cigars? I'm just curious.
Well, you could, if you're cigar guys, you can figure it out. This company is made out of Nicaragua, and there's no surprise that it's.
So you guys, as a company, aren't talking about them.
Well, you know what?
It's funny. Some companies have the philosophy they openly talk about it, and some companies don't. And I'm curious.
We are honored to have these companies work with us, but out of respect to them, it's like we want to stand on our own and kind of build our brands out that way, right? So if I said this is, and we do tell people who make those cigars for us, but it's better to stand on your own with these great manufacturers behind you, because we have a whole unique proposition with us. So I walked into a situation that was absolutely fantastic. So I joined in October. In January, this cigar here, Access Monday, received, top 13, top 25 of 2017 of Cigar Aficionado's cigars. Very honored by that. Our business has grown. I give a ton of credit to Barry Bennett, who's our head sales guy. He's been working at this for 6 past years. He's a brother I've known forever. And so I joined the company. And then what happened was I was working with the team. The way our organization was structured.
I feel like this is a long story, and unfortunately, I have to cut you off. But hold that thought for when we come back from this break. We're going to hear more about Michael's journey with Ventura, the cigars they're making, and all the great stuff that they're really trying to put out there into the world of cigars and not find out what factory they're being made at. All here on KMA Talk Radio. Keep it lit.
You're listening to KMA Talk Radio. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter.
We're on Instagram, too.
Yes, it's mandatory.
Once in a lifetime, something comes along that changes the game. That time is now. The Blast by Infinity is the most advanced, scientifically proven multi-purpose protectant on the market today. The Blast eliminates all smoke and odor on contact and creates a long-lasting barrier of protection. The Blast works on clothing, textiles, and hard surfaces. Water-based, non-toxic, hypoallergenic, 100% guaranteed. Safe for human and pets. Visit InfinityOdorShield.com.
Nestor Miranda has always believed it's not just cigars, it's a lifestyle. And the Nestor Miranda collection is handmade at My Father Cigars in Esteli, Nicaragua for your lifestyle. It doesn't matter if you're smooth like the Connecticut, mellow as a Habano, bold like the Maduro, or spicy like the all-new Corojo. The Nestor Miranda collection is blended with your lifestyle in mind. 4 sizes, 4 blends, 1 life. Celebrate your lifestyle with the cigars of the Nestor Miranda collection today.
Cigar enthusiasts, did you know your personal freedom to enjoy a fine cigar is affected by some form of smoking ban in all 50 states? Additionally, taxation on premium cigars is at its highest level in history, with some states taxing at an astronomical rate of 75%. Finally, there's a solution. CRA, Cigar Rights of America, is the first and only non-profit public advocacy association fighting for your freedom to enjoy a fine cigar. Don't just sit there. Become part of the solution. Become a CRA member today. Membership is only $35 a year. That's less than $3 a month. And as a special bonus, CRA will send you 2 limited edition cigars as a way to say thank you for joining. Visit cigarrights.org for more information and to become a member.
The Oliva family, the makers of some of the most affordable yet highest rated premium cigars available. For 7 straight years, Cigar Aficionado has rated Oliva as one of the best cigars of the year. And Oliva has a cigar for all smokers, from the newly released Gilberto Oliva Reserva to the bold and rich Oliva Serie V. Oliva cigars can be found at a tobacconist near you. So always ask for Oliva, an unbeatable value and uncompromising quality. The Oliva family of cigars.
A brand more than 100 years in the making, Particulares was established in Havana, Cuba in 1895, operating as an elite factory that would later introduce the world to classic brands such as Byron, Particulares, and even Monte Cristo. Now, Sindicato Cigars is proud to bring this historic brand back to life, partnering with the legendary Topsa factory in Esteli, Nicaragua, to reimagine this Cuban classic as a modern-day Nicaraguan puro. Transport yourself to a bygone era of Cuban nostalgia with Particulares by Sindicato. For more information, visit Sindicato.com.
Monitor 3 humidors at once from one simple device. Caring for your cigars is easy with the new PuroTemp wireless hygrometer from Cigar. You now have the ability to monitor the humidity and temperature in 3 humidors without even having to open them. Ensure protection by setting simple alerts that will warn you when your cigars are not in the optimal environment. Like everything Cigar, this is backed by their lifetime warranty. Stop by your local tobacconist to purchase yours today. Cigar for life.
To affinity and beyond. That is where Affinity Cigars will take you. These mild to medium cigars use only the finest select high-grade Ecuadorian Connecticut tobacco, creating a cigar that delivers a smooth, rich, creamy smoke with the gentleness of a mother's touch. Affinity Cigars have become America's go-to cigar for that flavorful yet unintimidating smoking experience. Visit syndicatocigars.com to find your nearest authorized dealer.
Welcome back. You're listening to KMA Talk Radio. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter.
We're on Instagram too.
Yes, it's mandatory.
Welcome back to KMA Talk Radio, broadcasting live here in Palm Beach Gardens, Florida, on this monsoon season edition of episode number 298. Only 2 more episodes, and we'll be here at the 300th episode, June 9th.
It's coming around the corner, man. 300
cutters.
I really kind of just didn't think this thing would last more than like 2 months when we started.
Well, it's amazing.
I so wasn't into it. They literally had to talk me into doing this show.
Really?
Yeah, I was so against it. Adam and a coworker at the time both had worked with Clear Channel, which is where we started, and they literally kind of talked me into it. Yeah, do it. Oh, yeah, no problem. Yeah, really, man. I mean, I got like, time for another project. Like I got time for a hole in my head. And
yeah.
5-6 years later, 300 episodes, we're still kicking. 5 major markets, listening to all over the world.
Well, because
who knew?
Worldwide.
Because you have a fan base out there that loves what you do.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
And if you build it, they're going to come.
Yeah.
Make sure if you're anywhere near Alpharetta, Georgia, on the 9th of June, you head over to Cutter Cigars and Spirits and raise up a glass with us and a fine cigar.
Oh, we'll be drinking.
Oh, absolutely.
We're going to start early that day. Do you drink at all?
I do not.
Wow, you really went like totally pure health.
I went pure, like, discipline. It's a game now for me. I don't eat meat.
Beat death?
No, yeah. Oh, absolutely. Game? That's the game. 103 in 2 days is what I program my brain to be in. So
wow.
So I don't do anything. I look at cigars as part of my vegetable food group.
That's funny.
It's funny that me personally, I was telling you a quick story about a personal thing, and I had actually mentioned this to a doctor, and he's like, "What do you do?" I smoke cigars. How many? 6, 7 a day.
Really, that much?
Yeah. And he was like, I don't know what to say.
Yeah.
There's nothing to say, Doc. I'm pretty healthy.
Wow.
So.
All right. Well, we are here, of course, with Michael Giannini, and we are talking about the new ventures with Ventura Cigars.
Who's the juicer guy?
Jack LaLanne?
Yes.
Power juicer?
Yes. You're going to be like the next Jack LaLanne, I
There you go.
We're on to your 90. Oh, yes.
I put a cigar out there. Michael Pincini wanted to see a picture of the cigar, so
there you go. Put that up. Now, Michael, before we've gone to break, you were telling us all about how you had been handed this package and this entire scope of everything.
Yes, sir.
And just go back into where you were trying to go before I had to rudely cut you off.
So I'm in Cali. Get hired. I got to work with Barry Bennett, who I'd known for 20 years, I believe. And so he was the sales guy. I came in as a personality. So January, I started looking at the organization. I'm working with Ben Winokur, who's our marketing young genius, I call him. And then I met Brian Massey, who has a lot of chops, behind the scenes. He worked at some great catalog houses and big companies that I'm not going to mention the name. And so I basically went to the team and I said, listen, I know you guys are very, very busy, but you need to be able to run the organization with one voice, one sound, and, I should be the guy in charge, and they made me the guy in charge. And I'm so honored by that. I have a great team around me, and we are serious about building out the cigar brands. The way it worked, though, is our company is Phillips & King, which is one of the biggest distributors, if not the biggest distributor out in California, all manufacturers of cigars
and other products,
right. Cutters, lighters, etc. And so we redistribute products for a lot of people. We also have another division called Cretec International, which is Jerome.
They used to be separate.
Yes.
Yeah.
And they are separate divisions.
Right.
And so Ventura Cigar Company is now on its own as a separate company under the resources of Phillips and King. So we are now isolating on smoke shops and
division,
tobacco.
your own division
Yes,
now,
sir.
premium cigar brands.
Yes, sir. So part of that, Abe, was the fact that we had these great relationships with manufacturers, and we were able to make blends. So, if you have manufacturer relationship, hey, you should make me a brand. The problem was with that is it was a bit of a hobby, for lack of a better word.
Right.
And so, me coming in and the group around us wanting to build this out in a bigger way, we got really focused about it. And so, I fell into an amazing situation because I have these great manufacturers. I inherited a great group of people, and so we are focused in on really doing some things I did in my previous careers, just like blowing people's minds and doing some fun things in a family-run structure and culture, which is kind of fun.
So we've talked about the archetype now, and obviously we'd be remiss. It's almost July, and with July comes
Yes, sir.
obviously the International Premium Cigar and Pipe Retailers
Yes.
Convention in Las Vegas, Nevada, and everybody always wants to know, okay, what are you doing for the trade show?
I will be going to Las Vegas, and I'm not sure of the dates, and I will have some things with me.
Anything you can, anything you want to jump with? Any? Come on,
I will
tease forward.
I'm working with an amazing manufacturer out of Nicaragua, and my heart's out to the people in Nicaragua. It's a little scary right now. My dear friends Maria and her family, and AJ and the Placencia family, and the Oliva family, et cetera, et cetera. Very concerned about those guys. But we have a project coming out of Nicaragua. I have actually 4 projects on the books right now.
Ooh.
Wow.
That I am working on, and I like to work. They're coming. One will be at the IPCPR, very interesting project. It will be under the Archetype brand.
Okay.
I can tell you that much.
Oh, all right, fine.
You're not getting much out of them.
Be a locked door.
Here's what I'm going to tell you, though. Here's really something really cool. Fathers, Friends, and Fire is an event.
What's that? Fathers?
Fathers, Friends, and Fire.
And Fire.
Fire is an event that has been running for 3 years. We have a master pipe maker called Aristokaby. He's 4th generation. He is going out into the marketplace, as am I, and we are celebrating fathers. So, Abe, seeing your beautiful daughter here, Petra, you're an amazing dad. But dads become checkbooks, right? You have kids. Dad, I need money.
How
so,
well said is that?
Right. So the thing that we want to celebrate is fathers and, bringing friends or whatever there. So that is kicking off. We have 2 cigars that we are literally giving away with purchase from a young lady called Indiana Ortez.
Oh.
Who works with Omar Ortez in Nicaragua, and she is a 24-year-old master blender.
Really?
Because she's mentored by her father, Omar, and her uncle. And so this is one of the items. The blends are incredible, and it's a little 2-pack coffin that Indiana is working on, and she's cute as a button and passionate about cigars.
Wow.
So that is being relaunched within the next few weeks, and then we'll have an IPCPR item.
I got to ask the question.
Yes,
It's been kind of like troubling me now for the past hour and a half. I just want to know, when did you win the Super Bowl?
My Eagles did win the Super Bowl.
I know, but I mean, we got to talk about this jewelry. You got to flash your hand in front of that camera there. But what is with the Super Bowl ring? I mean, literally, this is I've seen Super Bowl rings with less diamonds on it.
Well, look at this.
Whose fine work is this?
So this is actually a great jeweler of a family in Philadelphia market that.
Can I see that ring?
Yes, sir.
It's like going to be a pinky ring on me, but not even. Oh, look at that.
Look at that. That's cool. That looks fantastic on you.
Bling, bling.
Here's a great little
vivacious.
There's a great little family out of Philadelphia that I've supported for a bunch of years. They take care of me, and so we always work on things and kind of create. And honestly, this is not as expensive as you would think if you went to New York, but because you have a relationship with folks, it's very affordable.
Still,
but listen, as an Italian guy, I think at 13 years old, I got my starter kit. I have a pinky ring and a bracelet, and I've taken it to another level. Jewelry, but I'd mentioned I want to get into the jewelry business at some point.
That was you were talking about that. I mean, that was your initial intention about it.
So
where do you see Michael Giannini 10 years from now? I mean, other than the gym.
Yes. You know, I'm in the greatest situation. I live in California now, so I left the East Coast. My mind, body, and spirit is actually aligned beautifully. I wake up every day.
Do you practice any of that, like yoga or spiritual stuff, or are you just spiritual?
It's it's amazing when you live in a place that you love, and Florida is one of those places for me that you're very, very happy. 10 years from now, Abe, to answer your question, I think I will be doing the same thing. I think that but we will change the industry in a unique way. I will be in the jewelry business and the fashion industry and all integrated into a lifestyle and experience of cigars, which is not just about, coming to a shop. It's about the camaraderie that we have with folks, and it'll just be another level of experience.
Wow.
That's what I see happening.
No, I mean, you definitely, 103 in 2 days. You set marks for
Absolutely.
yourself. So definitely interesting.
Thank you.
Awesome. So where are you guys going? You got a question?
Quick question.
Yes, sir.
Who's the most famous person or celebrity per se that you have smoked with or had a cigar?
That would be
enjoyed
me.
a cigar with?
That would be me.
Wow.
What are you talking about? No?
Off
just
the top.
assumed he's ignoring me.
We're D-list celebrities
I just
here.
say it would have been me.
Yeah.
I've smoked with a lot of celebrities, but generally it's not a one-way conversation.
Right.
It's always a one-way conversation. I'll answer it this way: the greatest conversations I've ever had are in tobacconist retailers or in factories with the guys just talking about life.
So, you know what?
And
100%. I've always said what I've tried to emulate on this show is what I experience sitting around in my cigar shop. The conversations the guys have, or the conversation I have with my office. This is what I try to make on a show.
Exactly.
Because there are other shows out there, and some guys want to talk about wrapper, binder, and filler for 4 hours or 2 hours. But you sat in my office the other day for what, hour and a half, hour maybe?
Yep.
And we didn't spend an hour and a half talking about wrapper, binder, filler. It's not what happens.
Exactly.
So trying to share that experience with people all over the world,
Exactly.
what we do every day, because not everybody has the luxury of being near a cigar shop either, where they can go and have these experiences. The barber shop type of experience of talking and gathering with other men and women and sharing common passions.
Yeah, I mean, Abe, you've been in this a long time. It's become the corner bar. It's become the place where every cigar smoker I've ever met has a great story.
Yep. It's become the psychiatrist's couch.
The psychiatrist. It's a level playing field. It doesn't matter what race, religion, gender you are. You sit there. You have an equal seating at the table. That's what Archetype brand is about, the hero's journey. Every cigar smoker has a hero's journey, right? And so there are other people in other places in the world that are haters. In the cigar community, it's not that. And if you are one of those negative folks,
you're the minority.
You get pushed out really quickly.
You're the minority.
So it's cool to be around that.
Absolutely.
Most definitely. Now, we're going to take the final break of the show. When we come back, we'll see who belongs in a cigar insane asylum.
This show flew by.
Oh, yes. Very much so. And until then, when we come back, keep it lit.
You're listening to KMA Talk Radio. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter.
We're on Instagram too.
Yes, it's mandatory.
This is Eric Espinoza, and over the years, many cigar officials have enjoyed my highly rated brands. 601, Murcielago. In the spirit of continuing improvement, I have purchased my own factory, La Zona, in rich and fertile tobacco region of Esteli, Nicaragua. After almost 2 decades in the cigar industry, I have created a brand I finally feel is worthy of my name. Espinoza cigars are made with only the finest tobaccos, hand-selected and aged to perfection. Our cigars are bold in flavor, yet refined to the palate. For more information, visit EspinozaCigars.com.
A brand more than 100 years in the making, Particulares was established in Havana, Cuba in 1895, operating as an elite factory that would later introduce the world to classic brands such as Byron, Particulares, and even Monte Cristo. Now, Sindicato Cigars is proud to bring this historic brand back to life, partnering with the legendary Topsa factory in Esteli, Nicaragua, to reimagine this Cuban classic as a modern-day Nicaraguan puro. Transport yourself to a bygone era of Cuban nostalgia with Particulares by Sindicato. For more information, visit Sindicato.com.
Hey fools, how about a game of Cutthroat? It's your funeral. That's my kind of game. Arnold, I hope your pool playing is better than your choice of cigars. What do you mean? Wow, tough crowd. Here, try this Recluse cigar. You're gonna need all the help you can get. Don't be stingy. Let me get one of those. Recluse. Wow, that's a good smoke. Now I can bring my A game. I think you should stick with that Recluse cigar and work on your B game, because you don't have an A game. And I know a little something about games. Boom. Ooh, that's cold.
Mike Bellady has collaborated with industry legends Don Pepin Garcia, Manuel Quesada, and Ernesto Perez Carrillo to make some of the industry's most highly touted cigars. Through his company, MLB Cigars, Mike brings you 4 incredible and unique blends. Imperia Islero, Imperia Aventador, and the David P. Ehrlich Tremont. MLB Cigars are made with the best minds in the industry. Visit us at MLBCigarVentures.com and follow us on social media. Imperia and David P. Ehrlich Cigars. Developed by legends, smoked by connoisseurs.
Quality and value are always the 2 biggest determining factors for consumers when making buying decisions. Casa Bella by Sindicato Cigars offers superior flavor, quality construction, and an affordable everyday price. Completely handmade in the Dominican Republic, these value-priced, smooth yet flavorful cigars are comprised of Dominican and Nicaraguan filler tobaccos, and they're available in natural and Maduro wrappers. Visit SindicatoCigars.com to find your nearest authorized dealer of Casa Bella cigars.
Sereno Royale Cigars, created at the La Corona Cigar Factory in Esteli, Nicaragua. Each artfully crafted blend comes to life under the watchful eye of master blender Omar Gonzalez Aleman and industry veteran Anthony Sereno. A combination of hand-selected tobaccos from the fertile soils of Esteli and Jalapa are aged for over 5 years and then draped with a luxurious wrapper leaf. A post-roll aging process of 2 additional years brings you an endlessly complex and balanced experience. Visit our website at serenocigars.com.
Insurance companies have a very unique business model that the general public doesn't understand. Insurance companies make profit only one way: taking in premiums and paying out less on claims than they take in premiums. In doing this, they oftentimes deny legitimate people with viable claims fair compensation.
We know accidents happen. They happen every day. The good thing about insurance is it helps people do the right thing when they've caused accidents. You know, if I cause an accident, the first thing I want to do is make sure the person is okay, the person's taken care of. Insurance gives us the ability to do the right thing. Unfortunately, the insurance company treats people like statistics instead of human beings. And that's why you need an experienced attorney to make sure the insurance company does the right thing.
866-LAWS. Welcome back. You're listening to KMA Talk Radio. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter.
We're on Instagram too.
Yes, it's mandatory.
Welcome back to KMA Talk Radio, broadcasting live here in Palm Beach Gardens, Florida. I am Adam K., the Brewmeister. With me, of course, Honest Abe.
Good morning.
AJ's sitting over there, too. Hello.
That's Lapore.
Right, that's Lapore. I like that.
That's going to be my wedding hashtag, I think.
Really?
Yeah.
That's Lapore? That's pretty funny, actually.
I love how people are always doing these
make up their own hashtag.
like hashtags. Like you can't have a wedding unless you have a hashtag
it
for the
drives
wedding.
me nuts.
So I
get me started.
I got to address something now that I've been quiet now for about 2 hours. So, Colin, is our man Errol still here? Or is he gone? Because he's been. Who's the new guy in the studio? You need to introduce him. Nobody? What did he say?
I just met him.
You just met the dude. Well, can we
I let him in.
Is there any way we could upgrade the budget so he doesn't have to wear pink headphones all show? What's with the pink headphones?
It's for the wedding.
I mean,
thank you.
It gives you a very manly presence in the booth.
Well, you got to say, via CMG Live here, you use what we give you.
I mean, I'll cough up the $15 to get him a black pair, a silver pair or something. I mean, can we take a picture of this for Facebook? I mean, I just think it's very brave of him that you just sit there all shook, these like neon pink headphones on.
At least they kind of match his shirt. We'll put that on the Instagram.
No, that shirt's maroon.
It kind of goes together.
It does work,
it's a whole
though.
combo.
The stylist, the fashionista in the room said the pink headphones go with the maroon shirt.
Oh, yes. Make sure you check out the KMA Talk Radio Facebook page this week.
And now you know.
Participate in this week's Cigar caption contest. You can take home a great humidification kit.
That should be a caption contest right there, the pink headphones. That's a future contest.
That's not bad.
All right. It's that time.
Let's see this week who belongs in a cigar insane asylum.
Welcome to the Cigar Asylum,
Did you know I'm utterly insane? We all go a little mad sometimes.
where logic and reason cease to exist.
This week, who belongs in a cigar insane asylum, brought to you by CLE and Asylum Cigars.
All right, this week's inductee really stinks. As if New Jersey doesn't stink enough. Someone was leaving presents at Homedale High School in their football field every day. those presents were not fruit baskets, but actually piles of human feces. So some school employees in the morning
Senior prank.
started monitoring the area after coaches and staff reported daily poop surprises. So around 5:50 a.m. on a Monday morning, an arrest was made at the scene of the crime. True story. Police say the culprit was none other than Kenilworth Public Schools superintendent, Thomas Tremagalini. Yes, he had been running the track, and apparently he just can't hold it until he gets home every day. So the 43-year-old who lives about 3 miles from New Jersey School is also a part-time lecturer at Rutgers. He was charged with defecating in public, as well as lewdness and littering. I guess that would be littering too.
Technically,
dropping feces on a field, I guess, would be littering.
It's bad enough when people don't clean up after their dog, but come on, man, clean up to yourself.
Really?
Portable toilet.
And he's the super. He's the super.
I mean, and you're doing it every day. Don't you think you would have realized, hey, maybe I should plan ahead, or work out a little differently?
I don't know.
Maybe running just is like a laxative form or something. I don't know.
They do have adult diapers, though, I think.
It's just so wrong.
Also true.
Look, I don't think there's a unit I can see myself going in an adult diaper. I just don't.
I'm just saying.
What do you do then? You just sit around and sit in it and sludge in it until you can get to somewhere where you can change? It's just, that sounds like the grossest thing ever.
Okay.
I just can't see that happening. Yeah. Going in an adult diaper and then just going on a lawn somewhere, I would go on the lawn
Definitely
first,
the lawn.
probably. Yeah.
Definitely.
If it came down to that, yeah. But knock on wood, I could still hold it. So
this is why I have a standing thing with my best friend that if either one of us ever is incontinent, we'll kill each other.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
it's a great rule.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Because that way you don't have to worry about depends.
Well, listen, he is currently on paid leave of absence from his $150,000 a year job, which he took off. That was one expensive bathroom break. Well, congratulations to the soup hooper intended. You are this week's into the Cigar Insane Asylum, brought to you by CLE and the fine folks at Asylum Cigars.
Yeah, giveaway.
Yeah, that's a winner for you right there.
Oh, yes. Gotta love it when people are defecating on the football field.
It's so nasty.
Ugh. So, Michael, thanks for being here.
Absolutely.
And,
great seeing you, as
Thank
always.
you.
So, where are you off to next on this?
I am doing an event tonight in Boca Raton, Florida.
Oh.
Boca.
Boca, you say?
At Casa de Monte Cristo, which is
the old Prime Cigar.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
And then back to LA tomorrow.
Back to LA. And so, how many days do you think you're going to be on the road this year?
A lot. I haven't. Yeah, I can't believe it's already like the beginning of June coming up, and it's just been flying by.
It's like, listen, I said it a long time ago. After 30, life just hits a time warp, man. Just like it goes from third to fifth gear.
Oh boy.
Because 30 to 40s is a blink of an eye. In that little span, I went from single, partying, having a great, to married. Kids. 3 kids. I mean, it's life.
Amazing.
Just shifts, man.
That's why you got to enjoy every moment.
I try,
Enjoy
man. I
every
try to
moment.
live every day and have the best time I can.
Amen, and I know that.
That's the best. Who we got next week? What are we doing next week?
Well, next week we're taking off because it's
nice.
the best of. So we're going to have the long Memorial Day weekend.
Yeah, Memorial Day weekend. Good.
Yes. We hope everybody has a safe and happy Memorial Day. Barbecue it up, and hopefully you don't get wet like we are today.
Yes, hopefully we'll get some nice, better weather than next weekend.
Yes. We will be back on June 2nd for episode 299.
Wow.
Can you believe that?
Wow.
Crazy. 300 episodes.
It's crazy how the show started June 25th, 2012. And
Was that the first episode?
Yeah.
June 25th?
2012.
Wow. Did you look that up or did you actually remember it?
Memory.
Because, you weren't actually the original host.
I was not.
You were the fill-in for the Mick.
Yeah.
Mick.
2011?
What's 2011?
He's saying we started in 11, Colin's saying.
Well, I mean, you guys could argue that in that room while we continue with the show.
Yeah, carry on. We'll have that discussion.
But yeah, so we started the show. It was a 13-week project, when we originally started, and didn't think they would do it past that. And then we were surprised at how many people actually listened to the show and enjoyed the show. And it was a 1 hour
without
show.
video.
And it was without video, without a lot of social media even back then.
Yeah.
And it was a 1 hour show. And I remember when we were prepping it, we're like, what are we going to talk about for an hour?
Yeah.
That's 60 minutes. How are we going to fill this 60 minutes? And then we realized, like 2 shows in, man, you can't do nothing in an hour.
Yeah.
Even at times like this, 2 hours, we struggle sometimes. And, to even get, when we have great guests on with great stories. 2 hours sometimes isn't enough, but no, we're very happy with the show. And like I said, one of our goals this year is to build our own official KMA studios. So that hopefully will happen before the end of 2018.
That's beautiful.
It's gonna be like a man cave, giant man cave.
Nice.
You know, our own little room. We could smoke. We're gonna have a little mini bar in there. Have a guest bartender every week.
Oh.
Every week for the show, somebody special come in, make cocktails for the whole 2 hours.
I love that.
Excellent. We have some leather chairs so select guests can come in and watch the show live. And then when we're done with our 2 hours, we can just continue broadcasting on the cameras and podcasts.
That could be a problem.
Keep going. Well, you know, sometimes the fun happens.
Yeah, exactly.
Sometimes the fun happens after we don't have to worry about the not the FCC, the
the FCC.
Is it FCC? I confused that one in the
FDA. Yeah.
FDA. And the airline one, FAA.
FAA.
Yeah, too many Fs.
Too many Fs.
Too many Fs. Too many A's. Too many C's.
Yeah, that's a problem.
You notice the one thing in common: nothing good is about them because they all start with F.
Yes.
Being federal.
For fail.
Yeah, fail. Absolutely.
Federal equals failure is what it's all about. And it's amazing we didn't even touch on this week the ruling that came down from the judge on the FDA case.
Yeah, well, Coop couldn't call in. I'm sure he was going to get us in depth. We'll probably discuss it at some point. But yeah, it wasn't great news for the cigar.
Maybe June 2nd we'll talk to Glenn. We'll get Glenn on.
We'll get Glenn on for
We'll get
June
Glenn
2nd.
on for June 2nd to talk about it, and we'll go in and hopefully give everybody all the information they're looking for.
Yeah, well, thanks.
Vivacious.
Vivacious.
He will be vivacious.
Thanks to all our listeners for joining in this week. It was a great show. Have a great weekend, and I guess we'll catch you in 2 weeks.
Absolutely, and until then, make sure you check out the KMA Talk Radio Facebook page. Lots of great stuff is going up there. Also, we're giving away prizes every week on the Instagram. I'm sure leave us some Archetype cigars that we will be probably posting out.
Yep, we'll be giving away some 5-packs on this week on our
So
social
make sure you
media.
check out the social media.
Keychain winners, you will be receiving your keychains this week. They'll start shipping out.
We put a little thing up. You know, we made our new KMA keychains.
I didn't even get one.
Oh yeah, everybody was excited. So we got about 25 keychains to send out to winners.
Until then, on June 2nd, happy Memorial Day, and as always, we wish you nothing but the best, and keep it lit.
There we go.
Paul the producer, the best we could afford.
Dear little buttercup, sweet little buttercup, my little buttercup, I love you.
The producer. You're listening to KMA Talk Radio. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter.
We're on Instagram too.
Yes, it's mandatory.
Awarded the 2014 Nicaraguan Cigar of the Year with numerous 90-plus ratings, the Perdomo 20th Anniversary Cigar celebrates Tabacalera Perdomo's 20 years as one of Nicaragua's cigar manufacturers. Using only the highest priming tobaccos grown exclusively by the Perdomo family, the 20th Anniversary Cigar has a tremendous profile with layer upon layer of rich, elegant, complex flavors. Visit your nearest authorized tobacconist today and experience the masterful blend of these Nicaraguan puros. Now available in extremely limited edition pyramid size in Sun-Grown or Maduro.
The party's always rocking at Spearmint Rhino Gentlemen's Club with drink and dinner specials like the 16-ounce New York strip and mashed potato dinner, $16.95, 5 till 10 daily. And Magnum Mondays with specials on bottles and $3 premiums till midnight, and Warrior